Hi, I'm Dr. Ashima Singh. We'll be talking about imperatives of stakeholder engagement in corporate communication. Stakeholders in corporate communication. They are two different things, but they go together. They at times are parallel, but they have to move with the same pace. Stakeholders are the most important part of an industry, of a company, of an organization, of a service company, or of a product company. What are stakeholders? Stakeholders are those people who are involved in the organization, like your employees, who are the most important key elements of an organization. Your stakeholders are people who have taken shares or some little stake of your company to invest in your company so that they get a little profit out of it from your company, or they are your investors. Stakeholders are those people who are indirectly involved in your company, like the families or the first families of your employees. So they also become stakeholders of your companies. Of course, your customers are your stakeholders. People who believe in your ethos. They've not bought something of your company, but they strongly believe in the ethics of your company. And these people can be some industry organizations, maybe some important industry groups, or maybe some ideological groups. So all these also become a part of the stakeholder community for an organization. So how a corporate moves with all these stakeholders and create a very engaging environment which is very positive for the growth of the company. Building trust and credibility, one of the most important imperatives of a corporate communication person who is looking after stakeholders. Like, what is building trust and credibility? Building trust here means that if you are setting up a new wing in the organization, so you must consult your employees or take all the employees or all the core team into consideration and openly talk about it on a round table when you're sitting together on the same level, on the same platform. And after finalizing some few points there, you take it up with all the organization involved people, like all the employees. Maybe they are the lower level workers, or maybe they are the middle level workers. You take it with them. So that's how you built up a certain kind of credibility amongst your employees so that they feel very positive about the organization, that yes, the management is asking them something. That's how you build up credibility. How you build up credibility with the community? If you're setting up a new business, or you are setting up a new factory somehow in the of the organization on a land which already was yours, or which was already near your vicinity, you talk to the local leaders of that place, and you built up a communication channel so that all the people who are living, or they have some other farmland or something or there with that land, they come and they talk to you, and you tell them that because of this factory you will gain this, and you might diminish this, but we will try to make it up for you. So that's how you will get all the local body support. So that's how you built up credibility with your stakeholders. And this is something very important which at times new organizations miss. So something with the community and with the employees, you must do it. Understanding stakeholders' expectation and mitigating the risks. Now, what is this? Understanding stakeholder expectation means that you have to understand what are the expectations of your stakeholder from your organization. First, we talked about that you have to have a good communication channel. If you build up a good communication channel, what will happen? They will start trusting you a little. And when they start trusting you, you now get on board with the second level of communication, which is building up an environment where they can talk about their own expectations from you. So how you do that? There are many research methodologies to do it, where you can always take up a survey of the people and ask their expectations. You can always do focus group discussions where you involve 15, 20 people and then talk about their expectations, and you record that discussion, and then you sit down and think about it, that what all steps can be taken up. what you can do is you can do an engagement program where you can call all of them and have a small little activity in your campus, and then you talk to them, and then they talk about ki this is what we don't understand about this organization. This is something which we want more. So maybe they want you to involve more into educational services. They want you to involve more of your output into maybe hygiene and water management. So these are some very key points which are coming up these days with organizations. So any organization which has built up their factories or their setups in a village community or in a different belt, in a rural belt, there they are taking up medical facilities, hygiene, toilets for females, all these things they've taken up. And how they've taken up, they've not taken up on their own. Rather, all these things have been taken up by the organizations by creating a focus group discussion, by creating an engagement program where people talked about it, that this is what we need. So that is how you built up a credible atmosphere for you, for your own self. So you also have to mitigate many risks. How do you do that? Now, you must have a very good research team, which should be foresighted. Like, foresightedness is something which you cannot deny this particular thing, foresightedness, with your PR team or with your corp-com team. They have to be foresighted. They have to understand what are the risks which are coming up to this industry or maybe to your own organization. These risks can be from new laws or legislations which might come up for that particular land, or what can happen that there are some kind of what do you say? Sorry. So there are times when organizations work for people, but they do not focus on the real development of that land. They are working for the people according to their own goals, but they don't understand what is the expectation of the people of that land. So you have to talk to those people to create a customer engagement, to create a customer satisfaction, and to create a very cordial environment for your own organization to flourish on that land. So that's how stakeholders should be taken care by organizations. There is another point which is very important now, that is innovation. Innovation comes in every field. See, stakeholders also want innovation, and they also want a little power in the decision making. When you give power in the decision making and you give power to your stakeholders, they will become your own. When they become your own, you work for the company and they work for the company themselves, even without getting a direct every time payment for it, because they have understood that you have taken care of their issues, their problems, and maybe you are giving them a little power. So, see, I'll give you an example here. Lego is one organization which builds up small little blocks. What they do, they talk to their customers directly. They talk to their stakeholders directly on different social media forums, through emailers, through surveys, and they understand that what new Lego should make. So the new technology Lego is making, the new type of blocks, the new blocks which maybe a small child can grasp for that gripping power, all that is done not only by Lego researchers, it is done through their customer and stakeholder engagement. So that's how Lego, it is one of the costliest block game in the market. It ranges from 1,000 to 22,000 to 25,000 rupees. But Lego still has a very important stake in the market. Why? Because they do decision making with their stakeholders and they give them an open platform, and hence they do more of innovation.
Yes.
Yeah? 1 minute. Sorry. Enhancing long-term sustainability. It is another imperative of stakeholder built up for corporate communication people. See, how do you maintain a sustained effort? You have to enhance the sustained effort with your stakeholders. So that means that you should start a program which should go from first step to the 10th step. And again, you come back to the first step and again it goes back to the 10th step. So you should not stop that whole cycle of working with your stakeholders. Like if you are trying to build up a good employee relation, so you have introduced some new schemes for the employees or for the first families of the employees, that if the score is 90% above of the children of the employees, they will get 20% scholarship from the organization in whichever college or whichever higher education institution they go into. So that's how you built up it. And you should not stop it after 5 years. Rather, you should engage more employees into it, or maybe a more percentage should be added on to it. Because all these things are sustained effort. So even if you are not doing something for your employees, you wish to do something for that land where your organization is. Okay, for that land here doesn't mean only for the country. For that particular area, you can always build up a good environment. We all know that you need to have an environment sustainable program. It is a mandate by the government for corporates. So corporates might take up environment building up sustained programs near their organization. I'll give you a very interesting example. In Delhi, Taj Palace has a very good property at Sardar Patel Marg. Half of the Sardar Patel Marg, the greenery of that place, is maintained by the Taj Group. So that's how they have maintained that green belt for that area. It is, of course, a ridge road which is maintained by the NDMC also. But with NDMC, Taj also has given up their own stake, and it's been years, maybe more than 20-25 years, when COPCOM was not even talked about, when we never talked about PR and sustainability, but they have been doing it. That's how they create their wealth. From Taj, I will come to Tatas. Tatas are the best when you talk about sustained efforts and stakeholder mapping. They do town hall meetings. They do stakeholder mapping meetings. They also take up their stakeholders and call them to their campuses, different campuses, and make them engaged in one or the other new projects so that the stakeholder gets involved. And the shareholder also feels that, oh, see, I'm owning a part of them. So, and I am a part of this organization. So Tata's is an organization which has the best stakeholder mapping imperative. And we can also talk about Reliance here. Reliance also works very judiciously with their organization people, and with all these shareholders and stakeholders, with people they are involved into where their schools are, where they have built up hospitals, where they've even built up petrol pumps. All these things Reliance take care, and those lands are built up and are given special facilities if Reliance is building up their own small little organization there. So that's how stakeholders will always keep pace with you. And if stakeholders are keeping a pace with your organization, your profit, your reputation will 100% enhance. You do not have to engineer reputation after that. Thank you.
This video channel is a part of the Arvind Foundation initiative. All income generated from this YouTube channel is dedicated to supporting the education of underprivileged children. By liking, sharing, and supporting this content, you have the power to change the lives of many children. Your contribution can make a significant difference. Thank you for your support.